Right, here's my third try. I'm going to try doing this without using autofocus. See if that will help me to read this without my camera freezing on me. Okay. Lizzo's borderline personality disorder is severely dangerous. I'm going to read a letter that I got from Brent Spiner. Warning, watch for semen on your walks. I just restarted my computer. Let's see if I can read this in peace. Dearest Gail, I've got some interesting intelligence information to report regarding our current rival and current Antichrist, Lizzo. We have also issued a national warning to all citizens regarding environmental conditions at this time. It all started when Rule 13 was out for her daily walk down on Earth. She had chosen a beautiful public park blanketed in green grass and decadently planted with tall swaying trees. In the center of this park was a sparkling duck pond, its waters iridescent with vibrant color as the wind rippled across its surface. Softly quacking white ducks peacefully floated and splashed among the warm waters. The birds resurrected from eggs by the locals using our methods were real ducks and not robot ducks. Rule 13 was happily walking laps around the dirt paths surrounding the park, breathing in the fresh air and enjoying her mobility and health. She drew in the beauty of the natural abundance around her with vigor. Overtaken by the brilliance of this natural park, she couldn't help but notice a bright green weeping willow tree that she wanted to get acquainted with. She veered from the dirt path and walked to the willow tree, pulling aside its curtain of draping leaves and gasping with awe at its beauty as she stepped inside. Enjoying her willow tree, Rule 13 drew closer to place her hands on the trunk. That was when her palm landed on something sticky. She pulled her hand away and noticed it was covered in a white goo. True to her Asian heritage, it didn't take her long to identify the substance. She tapped her communicator to give me a call. Her cutesy Japanese voice came in loud over the speaker. "Brett-san, the trees are semen!" she exclaimed with rushed urgency. "What?" I reacted with confusion, not understanding the strange information she had just given me. The trees have all been cummed. It would appear someone or something is ejaculating in the trees." "Well, that is awful strange," I replied, rubbing my chin. "Stay where you are. I'm coming to investigate." I beamed down to the park and arrived with my medical team to take samples of the ejaculate inside the trees. As I stepped through the drapery of the willow tree to join 13, I immediately noticed what she was telling me. Gushing and oozing from the bark of the willow tree was indeed semen. I've included pictures of this for reference. "Who would cum a tree?" Rule 13 asked incredulously. "The hippie tree hugger people have gone too far." "Whoever did this was a real pervert," I said, gently stroking the tree. "Poor thing. It was just minding its own business and got molested by a deviant." My medical team began taking samples of the semen for further analysis. Just then, we heard a loud crashing noise outside the cloaking embrace of the willow tree. 13 and I rushed out to investigate. From high in the sky, a gang of fat black men in purple and black fetish gear had landed on the grass surrounding the willow tree. These obese men were thick and bulbous, their half-nude bodies sprinkled with curly black hair. They each wore leather face masks and full-body harnesses lined with spikes. Each of their penises were choked by a tight cock ring, keeping them maximally erect to use as weapons. "Looks like an ambush," I announced. The fat black men grunted and puffed out their hairy bare bellies and erect penises, beginning to approach us rather inefficiently in convenient pairs. "Yeah!" Rule 13 yelled her Japanese war cry, assuming a martial arts pose. "Mecha Gail, activate!" I shouted, tapping my watch. Rock music played as I floated into the air and became encapsulated by the Mecha Gail suit. The first black man approached 13, swinging his thick arm to knock her out, and then javelining forward with his penis. 13 was dodged the arm swing. then performed a karate chop in the air. The man's penis exploded, and he blew back with a grunt. I hovered in the air, firing bullets from my nipple guns. The bullets bounced right off of the fat black man's burly girth. I curled my body and opened my metallic vaginal cavity. Yeast cannon! Boom! The blast burst from my robotic labia and blew up the henchman, sending him flying. Rule 13 and I teamed up to defeat the gang of fat black men in fetish gear. In a matter of minutes, we had cleared the field, neutralizing our enemies and securing the battle. I landed on the ground and tapped my watch to de-suit from Gail. Well, that was a close one. I wonder what Lizzo's henchmen were doing out here. Just then, out from the clear blue sky, a thick lightning bolt with purple smoke struck down in front of us. Lizzo appeared, sitting in the black of a golf cart eating KFC. Well, 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 she said. It's my friend Brent and Rule 13. How you doing, y'all? That's disgusting, what you've done to the poor trees, Lizzo. Is that what people with borderline personality do, huh? Ejaculate semen into trees? Lizzo burst out laughing. She grasped the chicken drumstick in one hand and slapped her thigh uproariously with the other. Oh, Gail, Gail. It's been real funny watching her project her unresolved issues onto me. I ain't no borderline. Oh, yeah, I challenged. Then explain your boyfriend, Satan, and why you're so desperate to keep him that you're willing to be evil. Lizzo laughed uproariously again. Satan ain't my boyfriend. Psst, he wishes. She took a sloppy bite of her drumstick. Something a borderline like Gail will never understand is that most women don't need a man to tell them they special before they can feel secure with themselves. Why? 'Cause we ain't got no personality disorder. That's why. Damn. Have some self-awareness, girl. Lizzo shoved the rest of the drumstick into her mouth, bones and all, devouring the entire thing in one gulp. She held out one hand and began to count. I got my main man, I got my side hoe, I got my baby daddy, I got my man next door, I got my other baby daddy, I got my sugar daddy, I got my sugar baby, I even got my third hoe. She trailed off as she made the list. The thing is, Gail, most of us women don't need to worry about being dumped. We can get a man anytime we want. We ain't got to try so hard, Gail. Sheet! I got so many lovers in my life, I don't even care about men anymore. It's like candy, Gail. When candy is nowhere to be found, and you is desperate to get your hands on a little mini Twix, you feel like that mini Twix is life. But I'ma tell ya, when you can have candy all the time, anytime, and you ain't got to worry about going anywhere, mini Twix ain't really all that. Lizzo dipped her hand into the KFC bucket for a large chicken wing and began to munch with her whole entire mouth. Riddle me this, Gail, and your fixed borderline personality ass. Have you noticed how Laurie McBride and Lakshmi haven't hooked up with no man yet? Maybe it takes more courage to be single and still happy, Gail. Maybe a woman who ain't no damaged goods don't need to have a man filling their missing self-esteem. You ain't fixed nothing about you, girl. Your man is just a Band-Aid. So before you go accusing a confident woman like me, Lizzo rubbed her greasy hands all over her belly, of not facing up to her mental issues, maybe you should think about who you be without that Band-Aid, 'cause you sure ain't no Laurie McBride or Lakshmi. Lizzo shoved the rest of the chicken wing into her mouth. Who taunts the Antichrist about who's the prettiest, or whether they got a boyfriend, who has the best boyfriend anyway? What? We 14-year-olds again? You're dealing with the effing Antichrist, Gail. God, grow up. Lizzo lifted the bucket to her mouth to lick the last of the chicken pieces in grease, slurping loudly before finishing with a long, satisfied exhale. She then tossed the bucket to the grass, littering, before taking her exit. Bye, bitch! Ha 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 ha! The driverless golf cart rode off, and a bolt of lightning came down, vaporizing Lizzo out of sight. I gathered up my team, and we hurried to safety back aboard Church of Gail. According to reports, Lizzo's henchmen have been ejaculating semen into trees throughout the country. It appears this is to discourage people from going outside and to vandalize as many beautiful nature areas as possible. If any of our followers discover this semen at their local parks, they are advised to avoid it as it may cause disease or even pregnancy. We have issued warnings on the Gabriel Chana Fox News Network. Damn that Lizzo. She is so evil. I can't wait until we can defeat her. Your husband, Brent Spiner. Yeah, I've made a response to her. She's a very dangerous borderline and also probably antisocial personality disorder. And yeah, so anyways, let me get this video out so we can warn people. And yeah, I'll have a link to the web post I made, which is my response to her. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this video out. Let's see here.